You wanna dance to the jitterbug. Mary, 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 quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. Have I mentioned this is a very old computer? Which unfortunately is why I use it, because it needs to burn. Artmore, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Wait, what were we talking about again? I was saying yes to something. Fred Chambers, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the air. Indeed, we are. Indeed, we are. It would, of course, be rather nice if this, pile of garbage would do its thing. Artmore, do you know Yesenia? No, I do not. Frederick Chambers, if you new the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to channel. Thank you. Yes. There we go. Mike, oh yeah, Richard is live. Yes, and this computer is just struggling to do anything. See, guys, this is the crap I have to deal with. See, here is the For You section, and it has two live streams and something I've already watched. And this is the problem because, and every time I try to go to something that isn't that, it keeps clicking back. So there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a bucket of tea. And I am frustrated. There are little black flies in here too. I really need to clean up in here, but even more than clean up in here, I need to get my computer replaced. The little one works okay, but not good for this. Bingo Healer, take a message to Mary. Mary is listening. Bingo says hi there. Something that is hard to pronounce says AC Sazi. Mary, hi Bingo. Hi Mike. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Bingo, Santa Claus is a pump? Ho, ho, ho. Fred Chambers, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is from the Howard winning station. Mike, $9.99, no message. Ah! Just jumped right on me there. Why is your head all wet? Okay. First thing I do when I come home is feed my animals. I literally brought a box of cat food into this room for that reason. Because Nim and Nimbus are disturbed by the other cats. Fred Chambers, thank you for the super chat. Yes, Mike, thank you very much. They're going to make me cut this out. I'm trying to do something here, and this old pile of garbage seems to not want to let me. What's wrong, sweetheart? Mike, the cold, I wish I was down in Kokomo. We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's around 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. I'm going to have myself a Christmas. No, it's 6 p.m. And we're going to talk about Christmas lights. For those of you who do not know, a Christmas orange is a devil's food vodka and orange soda. Because around Christmas time, they have those chocolate oranges. Yeah, I'm playing this so that you guys remember that I make them. I am a food blogger. I purchased this alcohol in order to write a review of it, and now I have to use it up, so I decided to incorporate it into this video so that I do not drink too much too quickly. I made this last Christmas. Further along these lines, or thereabouts. Subscribers like it. I did purchase one of these bracelets. Yes, I still do that. Or should post a ton of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. You'd be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe. We do your part for a better world. Christmas lights.
I need to stop slurping when I drink.
I stepped outside to get something from my car.
Bingo healer, I don't work. I am on DSP. I think we call it something else in America.
3 o'clock in the morning, the Christmas lights are still on. I don't get it. I mean, I love Christmas. I don't put them out myself.
Mojo.
I don't care. I'm not a Christian.
Christmas will be
Christmas.
tough without
It's
my
not
mom.
something
Yeah,
I
dude.
can do.
I know. Mids, hope you're doing good, brother. Yeah, see, look, the computer froze. Pretty sure I've gone to zeroed it out. Yeah. Bingo healer, Blue was in Bunnings.
Yeah, I mean, I have never really cared much for Christmas. You know, it's a really negative time of year for me. It was a year I had to see my abusive family. The time of year I had to see my abusive family. I don't think they do anything for Christmas anymore because most of them are dead. But I can tell you that I do not get invited to anywhere on Christmas. Never happens. And this year I was invited to a Christmas party. I was too depressed to go.
Mike, try out Mary. Bottom bun looks weird. Mary hasn't tried the new SpongeBob Whopper at Burger King. Okay, well, I'm going to have to say that this experiment has summarily failed.
It was a party with a bunch of people I didn't know, so it's not like this
So yeah,
would be fake. And I mean, even last year,
I'm now talking from the void.
I recall last year, my work had a party. By the time I got there, because I was the night shift, all the good stuff was going on.
So guys, I am just going to have to ask here as a general point. I mean, it's like right now, I do believe there is a laptop for sale on Amazon. It's like $600. It'll cost me $700, basically. Okay. And, you know, I just got my micro laptop. So, it's a work thing. I use it at work, and I have limited space at work. But this other laptop is a solid brand. It's older. It's, you know, Laura, Nim or Nimbus? Okay, Nimbus is gray and Nim is black. The two sisters.
This other laptop is a solid brand. It's older. It's, you know.
Nim, what are you doing? Okay, so as I say, guys, you know, I do appear to need a brighter background here. There we go. So as I say, guys, you know, $700 piece of equipment, and it is outdated, but it's like, you know, I'm not going to get to buy a rendering laptop. Those are $2,000. And even like an old one, you know, would be expensive. And it's like basically what I've done with my life computer-wise is I have a bunch of computers that all do different things. This thing is a T61, and it's crap. It's too old to pretty much do anything at this point. But I mean, it's like with the mini laptop, I would basically have to build an entire workstation around it that would almost completely cut it off from anything else. I mean, this thing, I can pretty much cruise the internet very slowly on it. What is... It's like some cat food or something. Feeding my kitties. But anyway... Just, I think I have to get that unit. Yeah. The chat isn't even registering on the other computer. Kenneth Goff. It's running off of Windows 1980. Has not been updated since. Does old software just know years put onto it to cover up what they don't tell you? Come on, that's funny. It's not funny when it's going to cost you $700, you know. I mean, yeah. It's like I just do not know what is going on with this crap computer. It's old, it hardly works. But I mean, it seemed to be working fine yesterday. Oh, Cortana turned on. Nimbus off the keyboard. I mean, I still had this running from yesterday, and I had simply closed it. And the fact that I had simply closed it, I guess, meant that, it had some issues going on. But yeah, I mean, Breto's people. Not sure if anyone needs to know this, but I have a massive Johnson. People with real massive Johnsons don't say they have massive Johnsons, bro. Mary, where do we send the congratulation card, Brett? To the Department of Nowhere? Kenneth Goff says your cat reaction is faster than your internet action. That's why the cat's sleeping. Bingo Healer, Brett, who is Johnson? Jonathan is the little man in his pants that makes his decisions for him. Bingo. Brett, hey, Mary Mistrada. And nobody's watching. There's like one of you watching. I don't know. I think I should maybe just start over at this point. Okay. Nimbus. Not on the keyboard. Somi Ija Jun. Hello, dude. Mary, numbers lie. Kenneth Goff, I have a giant sausage log I'm cooking in the microwave. Okay. Just as a note, guys, I don't think Nim ever climbs into my arms like Nimbus does. Nimbus is more of a let's spend some quality time together. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Come on. And this is again the thing about Nimbus is that she licks the gravy off the food. She doesn't eat the whole thing. So there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a bucket of tea. Kenneth, give me you need like a system reboot. Can you pay the electric bill? That's why it's dark here. No, I turned the lights off. Do you need to reboot your system? I have to do this when my phone sometimes. Brett, just the way I like it. Boiled schlong, huh? I've got a picture of a radio, of a wedding in a cell. I've got a hoard of ancient memories. I never kiss and tell. Bingo, I threw a rock at the house and deleted the window. I have seen my reflection on a snow-covered hill before the landslide brought it down. Kenneth Goff. Apparently, she doesn't like what you're the other stuff. She just likes the gravy. Maybe you need to let it marinate with gravy. Nifty played. If a cat sees a black dude, does it think it's a bad luck? No. If a cat sees a black dude, she just sees a dude. Cats don't really get that. But no, what it is that Nimbus is a rather old cat, and she has some kind of an injury to her mouth, and so the solid food can cause her discomfort if she eats it. I mean, it's just one of those things. Kenneth, no 3 more minutes. Hopefully, it'll be perfect. The turkey log. Hey, Mike, you still there? I mean, I missed you yesterday at the old radio show. Kenneth, is there a computer running out of memory? Why did the nerd throw the computer out the window? He wanted to see if Windows can fly. Mike, yes. Yes, you are there. Okay, that's good. Yeah. yesterday, my son was on. My son had food poisoning, so I wasn't on YouTube much. Well, that's a good reason. I hope that you and your wife enjoy that episode of 2000 Plus that we listened to. Bingo, where does a kangaroo shop? At IHOP. You guys got IHOP in Australia? Kenneth Goff, give the cat some mouthwash. Ashley said will actually desanitize the teeth. Um, Cat mouthwash is not as harsh as human mouthwash, and it's more designed to irrigate than clean. Mike, yeah, we just enjoy all the videos. Well, I mean, Memory! Breakfast is also great for dinner. Is it, though? Kenneth Goff, this is my first meal for the day. Okay. Bingo Healer. Schlong? Well, I guess Kenneth is just he's enjoying some man sausage. And I mean, that's just fine. You go enjoy your man sausage. Ruru Glizzy Doo. Hey, friend. Kenneth, why do you read the stuff out of order in the reading? I read the stuff out of order because I normally read it off my computer, and my computer is being a piece of crap right now. So, Ruru, $5. I hope your Christmas is great once and you bring so much joy to people you never see. God bless you and your family. You're a great person and a joy. We used to have a joke. My brother was on this medication that made it hard for him to talk. And, so my brother sneezes, and one of my friends is with him. He says, "Bless you." And my brother goes, "Yeah." Because that was kind of who he was at the time. He would say, "Yeah." But I mean, he was also a devil worshiper at the time. So he goes, so my friends made this joke. He goes, "Yeah, no, no. Damn. I'm not going to go to hell now. Hell now." Little did he know, he would definitely wind up going to my sister's house. Mike, it's almost Christmas. Yeah, it's Hanukkah. Terra Terrifier69. Sir, can you please punch me in the nuts? I'm not touching your nuts. No, Fart the Clown. Okay, no, not on the keyboard. That's like the fourth can of cat food I've given her. I fed her this morning. She's only eating gravy, though. But I mean, Kenneth Goff, I thought that's where you got to have your breakfast at IHOP, not to go to shop at. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the whole shopping at IHOP thing, but it's like, where would a kangaroo eat his breakfast? I guess isn't as funny. Bingo Healer, animals aren't prejudiced like some people. Eh. Kenneth Goff, you can give some mind Listerine to the cat in the desensitive, the teeth make the teeth not sensitive. Bingo Healer, Kenneth, I only repeat a joke we don't get IHOP. Okay, IHOP is basically a pancake house. So yeah, it's a breakfast place. Although I think it's open like 24/7. Most of them are anyway. Kenneth, why do things get hotter when you shake them if they've been heated up? Um the motion energy is being turned into heat energy through friction. Bingo, I am thinking of getting a cat. Is there a way to stop the litter from stinking? Use pine chip litter. Will generally stop the smell. Pine chip litter almost never smells. If you're going to use regular litter, put down pine chip first, and that will absorb the smell for the most part. And just remember that on occasion you do need to change out the entire box. One Ashley, 1D. No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else. Kenneth, yeah. Where's the kangaroo to get his breakfast? IHOP. I mean, the joke used to be, what do you call a girl with one leg? Eileen. Where does she work? IHOP. Kenneth, but why is it also works with something cold? Just shake it and it also becomes colder. No, it doesn't. Mike, are the cats good unsupervised during the two shifts? The cats aren't good unsupervised when I'm here. Bingo Healer, Kenneth, depends what you're shaking. Yeah, look, if you put fluid into a glass with ice and shake it, yes, you distribute the cold better. One Ashley, Kenneth, I don't know if the joke or spelling was more funny. Haha, keep it up. Harmony of the voice. Do you know the joke about the three nuns? No, I don't. Oh, wait. You mean the three, no, it's not three nuns. I think it's four. There's a joke about four nuns, I know. Bingo Healer, is it an anti-religious joke? Is it? It's a dumb joke. It's like there was this joke, there's these like four nuns and they're going to heaven, and they get to heaven, and at the gate there's a pool of water, and St. Peter says, like, have you ever touched a penis? And the first one goes, yes, once with the tip of my finger I touched a penis. And says, all right, you must dip your finger in the water, and then you may go to heaven. And so she dips her finger, she goes in. The next nun comes up, and the St. Peter asks the same question: have you ever touched a penis? And then the second nun says, yes, with my whole hand. I once held a penis. And so, St. Peter says, well, then you must place your whole hand in the water before you may go to heaven. So she places her hand in the water, she's purified, and she goes into heaven. And then the fourth nun pushes past the third nun and says, look, you think I'm going to gargle with that stuff after she sticks her ass in it? You can forget it. So I don't know if you consider that an anti-religious joke, but one thing you need to be aware of is that a woman I don't believe a woman needs to be a virgin to become a nun. And I mean, not all nuns are going to stay virgins. They're people like anyone else. Harmony of the voice. Oh no, it's the funny and a bit vulgar joke about three nuns that go to heaven. Okay, so same kind of a joke. Harmony of the voice. Yes, exactly. Oh, so yeah, you got it wrong. Four nuns. Four nuns. Bingo Healer. T.I.M. Christian. Harmony of the voice. Man, I love you. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, bro. Like I say, guys, just understand something, that nuns are human. They are human beings like all of us, and they all have moments of weakness. They all have flaws. It's one of those things that we as humans need to understand. And do also remember, I have a very good friend who is a nun. One of my closest friends, in fact. And, it's like we savor every second we have with each other. But we don't obviously do anything unnunly. Zungum Drop. Or Zion Gumdrop. Old friend, it's been 10 months since I last saw you. Remember me? I am the infamous Zion. Yeah, I remember you. Bingo Hitter? Question mark? Mm-hmm. Do you guys know that raindrops can work a touch screen? I was working out in the rain one day, and it was like drop, drop, drop. Hey, I didn't say that. Have you ever seen the rain? Harmony of the voice. There are a lot of jokes in the world. It depends on how you tell them and perceive them. Harmony, it's like the beginning of the original VHS rather disturbs me, because it's about a bunch of dudes that go around molesting women. And I have to watch that for a review. It's on my... I guess I don't have to watch it, but I'm supposed to watch it for a review. And I mean, it's like I watched the first part of it. I'm like, I have to watch this in an environment where people aren't going to see me, because, I try to watch things at work. It's what I do. And it's like, yeah, that bothers me. It's supposed to. It's a horror movie. Mike, what does a nun believe? I don't know. Different nuns follow different saints, just like monks do. And I mean, a nun is basically a wife of God. Sports jazz fan, what's going on? I've watched what's been going on. Kenneth Goff is on my freezer, was out for a while, still good cuz there's a taco spice within it, and I cooked it properly. It's been frozen for a while since. I don't know what the hell that is. Miriam Estrada, nuns believe they are married to God and are celibate. Yeah, well, they're still human. Mike, they don't have their own house or anything, do they? I think it depends. Some nuns live in a convent, some of them don't. Again, nuns have devoted their life to God, and they can like go on missions and things like that. Kenneth Goff, I had a guy that got mad at me because I told him to go see the butcher at the Sam's Club, go find out how much he is per pound, but back of the butcher. He didn't like the joke. Mary, they usually don't own property. No, they don't own property. At least the nuns I know don't own property. Everything they know, everything they use is owned by their order. Okay, but nuns have various orders, and the order may own a house, or they may apparently rent the nun an apartment. Mary, in certain orders, yeah, I don't know. Mike, so nuns won't get pregnant. How do they keep getting more nuns? Um, People become nuns. Used to be it was a way to get rid of somebody. You know, screw around, you go become a nun. Harmony of the voice, like they keep getting more monks. Yeah, same thing. Mike, if they don't reproduce, harmony of the voice, people just choose to do it, not rocket science. Yeah. Bingo healer, nuns get their virginity back. Disc? Don't know what you mean. Mary Mistrada, you become a nun as an adult and you take Catholic sacrament of holy orders. Yeah. Mary Mistrada, you become a nun as an adult and you take Catholic. Okay. Um, Again, Mary, nuns are humans, and exactly what constitutes a nun um, has changed throughout the years. Sports jazz fan, I dated a nun once. Okay. Harmony of the voice. At the end of the day, people will just live their lives. Yeah. Do understand that the Bible did say, "Be fruitful and multiply." So you know, God did intend us to have children. At one time, priests were not celibate, and the Pope was not celibate. Okay. Do understand that. I mean, in the Old Testament, when you talk about how dirty sex is, it's quite literal. It's about not transferring disease. It's not. I mean, it's like, yeah, we wanted more Jews. We wanted to protect the bloodline. That's a thing. Mary agreed. Mike, the nun deal seems good idea for a homeless woman. Yeah. I mean, like I say, there were many times in the past that, you know, like if you had a mentally ill relative, you would give them to God and God would take care of them. And, it's like, so there were the devout, and they would train the mentally ill person to be devout, and they'd keep a watch on them. And if they were like my brother and couldn't be controlled, they would be walled up in a room with a Bible and a basket. And there was a place for the basket to come in and out. And they would get to poop in the basket, and then the basket would be cleaned. And I guess they would, well, I hope it would be clean, and then they'd put food in the basket and give it back. So, yes. Bingo healer, a certain amount of rain is recycled human urine. Yeah, well, if it ain't recycled human urine, it's recycled some urine. Mary, my grandmother was a nun and was asked to leave for smoking, so if it wasn't for a pack of Newports, I would not exist. Well, good, bad, I don't know. VM, back in the day, families would send daughters to become nuns if they couldn't take care of the daughter, or if they truly believed in sacrificing a child would get them in the good graces of God. Yep, but I mean, it goes both ways. It could be, this daughter is a real pain in the ass, so let's get rid of them, or we can't afford to take care of this one, let's get rid of them. Better than selling them into slavery, I guess. Kenneth, yeah, that's the one that hurts me the most. I haven't done that one yet. What? Bingo Healer, Mary, how was your grandmother a nun? Nuns can't have children. Was. You can leave the order and become not a nun and then have children. And I mean, just remember that just because you're a nun doesn't mean you're not going to have children. You're just not supposed to. Mike, my mom said it's better to spill my seed in the belly of a whore rather than on the ground. I told her I agree and asked her to borrow $50. Mary Mistrada, bingo, it was prior to her being married. Kenneth Goff, how about no one that idea hold it for one of these supposed to be with you? What? Bingo Healer, Mike, please don't make jokes about Bible friend. Very interesting. Mike, did I mention the Bible? I don't think I did. That is a quote from the Bible. Or well, there's a point in the Bible where someone put his seed on the ground and I think he was killed for it. I mean, my father was a major mentioner of that. Bingo Healer, Mike, the verse about the seed is there. Yes, okay. Mike, my mom and the whore wasn't a seed. Eh. All right, guys. So it looks like we're slowing down. Mary, Mike, me and Rusty studied the Bible together. Yeah. I remember Rusty mentioning that. That's why Rusty and Amanda didn't get along. Harmony of the Voice, the Epic of Gilgamesh, is an old story and contains a lot of stuff that influenced the Old Testament. Mike, okay, I made a joke from the condition, not the Bible. Okay. Harmony of the Voice. There are a lot of things in the Bible that are backed up by some amount of history. Okay. Do understand that, my particular sect of Judaism does not believe in the Bible as a perfect document. But we do believe that we are supposed to know it. So it's one of those things. So, I mean, I do have to point that one out. Now, yes, like Noah the story of Noah and the Great Flood. There are older tellings of it. Okay. You know, it's just was one of those things. Bingo Healer, Newport is in Rhode Island, am I right? I don't know. Mike, okay, I made a joke from the whatever. Okay. Harmony of the Voice. I'm a Jew too. Well, are you a Hebrew or are you a Jew? One is a bloodline. The other one is a um, philosophy, essentially. Mary, I think so. Bingo. There are a couple of different places named Newport. Yeah, there's Newport in California as well. eHarmony, I am from the land of Judea. Oh, okay. Well, I'm an Ashkenazi. Incidentally, Israel translates into English as he who struggles with God, which makes a lot of sense to me. Harmony of the Voice. Well, there you go. Brothers by blood. Well, I'm only 31% Ashkenazi. Mike, Richard, I'm a Baptist and Pentecostal. Do you think that's possible? My father was a Catholic Methodist Buddhist. Grace to Buddha. Grace to Buddha. Moist and confused. Hey, buddy. Bingo, Mike. I am Pentecostal and Christian Furry Fellowship. Harmony of the Voice. Yeah, Jacob got the name after struggling against Gabriel. Yes. Jacob struggled in the river with an unknown person, and when the light came, he saw that it was an angel, but would not surrender. And because of this, he was renamed Israel, which means he who struggles with God. For this particular reason, I would say that the name Israel should be bestowed upon someone who is born in bad circumstance, such as a congenital disorder of some kind. Okay. If you think your baby's going to be special needs, Israel is a great name for them because they have a struggle ahead of them. But just because they have a struggle ahead of them does not mean that they don't have something to contribute to the world. Eagle Healer. Mike, I am Pentecostal, or read that. Yes, the name Israel. The guy Mike, the guy Jim Jones Temple, what was their religion? I don't know, Jim Jonesism? He would have banged a nun. He thought he was God. There was something wrong with him. Hello! Hello, Richard. Yes. Harmony of the Voice. Let's talk about the fact that my people don't know that Jerusalem's second name is Zion. Excuse me? The movement of the return of Jews to Israel is considered Zionism. The belief in Zion. Hello. You really for Chris? You ready for Christmas? Yes. Yes, I have eggnog. That's as Christmas as I'm going to get. If you want to dance, you do the jitterbug. Bingo Hitter, back in a bit. guys can't really see what I'm doing with my other hand, but it's something weird. Trying to kill this little fly that's been getting on my screen. Harmony of the voice. I said, okay, yes. Harmony of the voice. Do understand that when I was a child, I was badly injured, and it caused damage to my occipital lobe. Occipital as in optics. The part of my brain that sees is damaged. I would also, because you're one of my people, mention that when I was 10 years old, my mother passed away on the first day of Hanukkah. And my father he was a Christian, took away all of my Judica. Harmony of the voice, as in many people don't know. Well, I mean, it is becoming a larger part of the modern zeitgeist, and I mean that's one of the reasons that Christians believe that Israel should exist. What are you two doing? Nimbus, you should get along with your sister. Although, I mean, again, I don't necessarily believe. I don't necessarily believe in some clandestine holy future for Israel. I do believe, however, that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, and that democracy is a good thing. So we should all remember one thing that is quite poignant, is that when Israel removed their soldiers from Gaza, the government of Gaza started butchering their own people, bringing them into the public square and executing them. In Israel, you get to vote and decide the future of your nation. In the place that calls itself Palestine, this is not true. The destruction of Israel would mean power taken from the people. Harmony of the voice. I'm sorry for your loss. May her memory be blessed. Dorich Dian Emit. Yes, I have pledged to plant 50 times 50 trees. As my mother died when she was 50. Or, well, a week before her 50th birthday. Unfortunately, I'm only planting like 45 a year. But I mean, I'm planting more than 50. That's reasonable. Bingo Healer, I'm impressed. You know what CFF stands for. The Christian Furry... Something, Christian Furry Federation. You've mentioned it before, Bingo. Giggle Jim Jonasism. Harmony of the voice. People confuse Jews being the chosen people as Jews thinking they are superior, which is not true. Being the chosen people means we are destined to carry God's burden and be a light to the nations. Yeah, I mean, after the October 7th massacre, excuse me if I got a little emotional. These are painful subjects for me. I was contacted by a rabbi. And we being Jews, the rabbi and I exchanged affirmations. 2 affirmations. The first affirmation being, if not me, then who? Okay. And the second affirmation being, we are held to a higher standard. So, the rabbi and I were conversing. And then I said, one of the rules I do live by, or at least I try to live by, is how do you deal with criticism? You live so that no one will ever believe it. And the rabbi, he said that he would take this wisdom to his congregation, which was a very proud moment in my life because I haven't been to temple since my mother's death, and I have never before had a rabbi tell me that I had bestowed wisdom upon them. Samberham, yo, 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 Richard, in the house, baby. Uptown, baby. Up for the crown, baby. If you want to dance, you do the jitterbug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are past the hour. Should I keep going? Bingo! Did your father know Jesus Christ is a Jew? Bingo! My father was a biblical scholar. I still have his Bible, which was a King James, and he knew a lot about the Bible. But you also have to understand, his father was a Mormon, Harmony of the voice. That is heartwarming. In the core of Judaism is all about question and learning. Yes, we are a people of education. And there are many Jews that believe that every father is responsible for bestowing on his sons all of his knowledge, so that never will it be lost. And again, I still would very much like to have children, but I don't see that as being feasible at the moment. Bingo Healer, Sa Bondi shooting is very upsetting. Yeah. There was a Hamas representative who went on the news and he said, the Jews will fail because they believe in life, whereas we believe it is a privilege to die for our God. And, you have to take that into account, that we Jews struggle against a people that think they are doing their children a privilege by sending them to die. And I have seen video of this, the mothers cheering when they hear that their son has fallen in combat. Harmony of the voice. One of the principles of Passover is passing down the table to your children. Yes. I don't think my mother ever celebrated Passover in a full ceremony, because we never did. But then you have to understand, when I was born, they found that my mother had terminal cancer. So she was very sick throughout most of my life. She gave me all the experiences she could, but it killed her in the end. Samberham. The hero was a great surprise, though. Ahmed, a true Australian regardless of the ethnicity and religion. Yeah, Sam, Australia is a place that is both wonderful and terrifying. We joke in America that in Australia, everything wants to kill you. But it doesn't make it not a wonderful place. Samberham, or Bingo Euler, Christian Furry Fellowship, yes. Christian Furry Fellowship. I'm going to try to remember that. Bingo. Samberham, show you the difference between a radical religious people versus practicing. Harmony of the voice. Well, if you ever come to Israel, you are more than welcome to join our table in any holiday. If I had the ability, I would take you up on that offer. Although I must admit, I'm not someone you would want as a house guest. I don't think I'm an easy man to get on with. Cornbread USA. Merry Christmas and kick ass. Truck yeah. Sambraham. Aha, true, Rich. Yes, well, it's one thing about America is we do have our Australia jokes. But to be dead honest with you, um, not a lot of Americans know much about Australia. I mean, I was not even aware that they took part in World War II until much later in my life. And that's only because I'm always watching documentaries. It's one of those things. Sambraham, give us one Russian accent piece before you go, Richard. You want me to speak Russian? Harmony of the voice. You say you're not easy man to deal with, but you forgot that Jews love to argue. Yes, da. I have spent much time arguing with Russian Jew. We are a very opinionative people. Sambraham, nice one, bro, yeah. Putin comes to Ukraine and says, you give us country now. And Ukraine says, we don't give you country. What, are you crazy? And he says, you give us country or we take you over. And America goes, try it. We'll show you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I do have things to do. So I shall skedaddle here. But I will very, very likely be online later on my other channel playing some old radio for you. I'm Richard.